So, very much hot today. Justify, kind of justifyingly, but she doesn't know what it's like to be number one, an educator, number two, a parent. Okay? And what happened in the school was awful. And I'm sorry to the parents. I wish God these things didn't happen to kids, but it does. Okay? It doesn't make it right. It's very wrong to hurt or to take someone's life. It's very wrong. Let me say that again so people don't come for me. It's very wrong. It's not right to take other people's life away. No, she's kind of being a hypocrite, but let me show you what I'm talking about. Sorry guys. No, let's start the beginning.
Just have a break here. Involved in, they saw something that I didn't see and they sent it to me. And that's what true crime content creators should be doing behind the scenes, in my opinion. But we do have some information. Oops, that's the wrong one. Hold on, I've got to bully other kids.
Coming from her,
the same behavior.
Coming from her, who needs to be US? If you think those parents need to be better, no, babe. They're trying. But, okay, sorry. Getting like for can be kids? Oh, hell no. You don't get to make that statement. You're not a fucking mother.
Behaviors. There's a whole host, lack of discipline. There's a whole host.
Hold on, let me back
Where
up.
is it?
I see.
There's a whole host, lack of discipline. There's a whole host that provides ways for kids to bully other kids. 10 years old. 10 years old. Where are the teachers? Where are the parents? Where?
Okay, teachers are not babysitters. They're there to educate the kids, okay? Let's get that right. But truly, the state doesn't pay these teachers enough to put on like bill clock like they had to.
Because I am getting sick and tired of children losing their life because they can't take bullying anymore. Who at 10 years old is getting effing bullied? And if your child is the one doing it, you deserve to have your ass whooped. Not
okay, even in abusing Christian Cuddy, you deserve to have your ass whipped for that. Even being SF to the point he has to get off of it just because of your fucking nonsense. You want to talk about Bill? Let's go. But do not talk about this case. Let's see what she has to say.
Not your child.
You're not a fucking parent.
We do not have control over our children, but we can lead by example. And when you see the
Really simple is pretty bad.
Behaviors of that, you can take corrective measures. I watched on Twitter a boy literally he was sitting there minding his own business, and some kid came up and slapped out of his chair.
I think that's autistic too.
In school, while everyone was laughing. Children and Family Services, in the department, in the judicial department, whatever that is, that child jail. And you know who else needs to be right along with them? Their parents.
Why? You didn't do it, the kid did it. If the parents are trying to get some help, counseling in school, and medicine getting all kinds of help. If you not have the right to judge this case, she got none about. She even.
I know. I was a bad kid. I had separated from their child that they're not watching what their child's doing. You are doing a disservice to your child, and you should be held accountable for that.
No.
And depending on how bad it is, you should be held accountable for that on a civil level. But even for those that are outraged by this,
I am outraged, but she doesn't understand. You don't know the case. You got to screw out for that reason.
And if anybody from the administration would like to give me a comment, I'm more than welcome, but I don't reach out to crap schools.
You don't know it. You just drop her at 10, right?
If you would like to clear your name, I'll give you the platform to do so. But
did.
As far as I am concerned, this child is your responsibility.
For as I concerned, it's not any damn business. You have masses FPS, babe. You think you had the purple one? You have one in. You have for POs against you for harassment and stalking.
And you did not do enough. And that school is, where is it again?
She does the school, she does.
5. And again, if you guys would like to write your school, I don't care. Let me be very clear on that. Let's get back to the Mountain School Elementary. Her parents say when the bullying began, some were even called the school to report it. Just think it's just kids, right? Just kid stuff. Nothing to see over here. Mountain View, this is on your hands, elementary school. The blood is on that elementary school's hand.
Let me say something to you. Billy is going to go up and let you kiss like he's threatening to. Does not hurt, baby. Because you've been a bully your whole fucking life, right? That's why he had to be something else. Let me see if I can see my partner. What is going on? She not him on this kid. Like, I'm sorry it's not her kid. I'm sorry that somebody lost their life. She's right, we need to do better, but I'm not close. The teacher has to take care of 23 students, or more than that sometimes. Okay? She cannot spend the day disciplining, teaching, and that all goes into that. Training, copying, everything. She doesn't understand it from a teacher's point of view. You have to copy things for the kids. I mean,
I want you to understand why I am making sure everybody in our community knows Mountain View Elementary School.
You're not the one to talk. You're not the one because you got full protected against suspensions. And you have a fucking cook that coming on.
In Roanoke, Virginia.
Not
and
even
we'll go back to the address and the phone number. And I hope that my advocates and activists.
You're not advocating for anything, just trying to grab money from this situation. Your fucking behavior is sick.
Use it. I'm angry about this. They said they handled it, and that was about as far as it went. But as far as we knew, we were told, at least by our daughter, was that it kept happening, Mark said. This is an age where they have tablets, they have phones. So it's happening around the clock. They can't really escape. Mark and
Whoa,
said
did you hear that? Did you hear
how to
that?
manage bullying. There is no management.
Did you hear that? Around the clock. Let me say something. Maybe my pickle. Let's just not fucking ask that. Because God knows. What are you? I'm a punk. Oh, you're not up. You're not making fun of stuff like he's gonna do, huh? Huh? What are you? Buddy, hee hee ha ha. That's right, bitch. Let's take a look what ability is. Ability is somebody can push this, all this, even the, this is nobody's business. But just making fun of extra, why don't you be happy, hung? You got him out X. Any person, I believe, you should be following suit against you. And for this, my motherfucker, you know, just, I can't even. You know, post this? This is fucking disgusting. That's revenge porn, hung. Let me tell you, my girl, this I'm gonna report it to X. That is not. That's a brilliant. And so, her and SF, her and Hung, has been harassing SF. Even though he's not on the platform, but she's not a hot mama. She's not a mama, sorry.
This shit when you're 10 years old. I'm freaking 46 years old, and I have been the most bullied person on.
No, he hasn't. People are calling you out for years, right? For all the stupid shit you want. For all the stupid you have done.
On this platform, and there is no managing it. You know what? The parents of these children should be in jail. It's so funny. You hold the parents responsible. This is what, and this is not the way our law should go. But it's so funny. You you make sure the parents know that they will be 100% responsible for the actions of their child. It is funny how good their children start acting. It is so funny when you threaten a parent that they may go to jail. It is so funny, the night and day difference of the even spoke night. Dylan. The Dylan contest, right?
I don't think that's so funny. Because even if you join the parents does not have control of that kid. Neither does the teacher, right?
Criminal Minds. Such a powerful show about problems in the school. But I learned about Dylan. You put those children on. I don't care what you do, but whatever you're doing ain't working, especially in Roanoke.
How about you? He's not being ES and get ES straightened out, costing your family money, right? For every time you open that fat mouth every year, right? You don't want to do this.
This needs to change how they handle students in elementary school.
Why? Because you say it's Australia, like the parents. How about the people that are not in school that is a family like you? 33 arrests, you strangling your mother, you humiliate your husband, you strangle him, only having a fight. That's what I was looking for. Oh, shit. Okay? My problem is, yes, she's right in saying this, but she's also wrong. And let me tell you how. Just a minute, I'm trying to find something. Let's see. Sorry. Let's see how. Let me see your page this thing. My partner, like, who are you? Okay. My your ability. What's okay. That's good.
Pulpa.
I just want to make sure it's very.
Pulpa.
I just want to make sure it's very clear that my husband has an IQ of 43. He never passed the 3rd grade.
Like, enough. See what I mean? Like, it's that Barbie abuse, and she's like, blah, 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 why you have? It's not her goddamn business. I'm sorry. Let me show you.
We need to bring the shit show to their town. Shit show?
What?
Kids that just are off should go. But it's so funny. You handle you make sure the parents 6'1", 8, this child is your responsibility, and you did not do enough. And that school is, where is it again? Mountain View Elementary.
Still
Pretty
not.
stinking sad. They said let's get back to the. Why are kids in elementary school on electronics except for school? Why aren't people pushing them outside and out the door to go play outside? Get some fresh air.
Do you know how gangsters say it, and like kidnappers and gangs and stuff like that? But I do agree. Why don't you put your kids out in your backyard and let them get?
Find out what it is to be a kid. This is awful. This is awful. A lot of stuff is 10 years old. Not even elementary. I think parents should be held accountable. Schools should be. The ones that aren't kind of expose themselves about talking about themselves, right? We just had one in the last week that kind of.
Oh, okay. She loves that cheerleader right here.
Seen.
She's not loyal or anything to cheerleader.
Seen ever again, or heard for that matter. And while we're not stupid, and
what are you talking about Christian
to you, our children are costing us astronomical fees to educate crappy education in the public school system.
Okay, it happened in one school and at the school. You don't need to group other schools. But let me educate. You cannot put other schools together. You don't know what it's like in the school system. You can throw money at it. No. Because some of these teachers get hurt other side by the kids. You moron.
Where you can take that money, educate your child, and I guarantee your child be better educated than they would be in school.
Shut up.
And I really do
I hate to agree on her, but she's kind of right.
And parents utilizing that option if you can. You need to find out if you're able to get some of those tax credits back. Maybe it'll pay for your salary, right? Maybe it'll help offset you having to leave your job. I don't know. This really rubs me the wrong way. As you guys can say, this is kind of organic. It's impromptu. I think parents.
But Jackson has come out. It's not your fucking business. The kids that goes to private school are private. You just know how. What? You don't get the right to go out there and harass them. You don't get to sit there and harass them and turn them.
Should be held accountable. Schools should be held accountable. Everybody should be held accountable. Like if this was my child, I would want blood and nothing less. And nothing less. And
But look at you had to. You still fucking brilliant. You brilliant. Come in. Come in.
I can't imagine, nor am I going to try. Anyways, guys, we are on the heels of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers case. We all know that there hasn't been any new information related to his case, new breaking news or anything like that. You know, he's been missing since February 26th. There's no evidence he left his home. Nobody has ever seen him again since the last time any third party has seen this child was at the Texas Roadhouse right before they left, and we saw them enter a car and drive home. From that point, from the minute he entered into
Sorry about this.
his home, he has never been seen ever again or heard for that matter. And while we're not stupid and
Yes,
we
you are.
know that 1 + 1 = 2, a lot of people have tried to deceive the public, have tried misinformation and disinformation campaigns. As you guys saw yesterday, that is falling to crap, right? We've got the entire hate channel squad literally eating each other apart. And why? Because they're not in it for the same reasons. They're in it for competition. They're in it for clicks and views.
Nope.
They're in it for
No.
financial gain. They're not in it for the benefit of any victim.
Neither are you. Two-faced hypocrite.
And when you're not in it for the right reasons, when petty squabbles come up, you attack each other. Why? Because you're in it for clicks and views.
No. Like I said yesterday, mind your own goddamn business. Because you do not know what you're talking about, Miss Madam.
Not the child. Because at the end of the day, if you were in it for the child, there would be no squabbles. You don't see squabbles on our end.
Yes, we do. You just told Andrea. How hypocritical are you, lady?
Right? You don't see a whole lot of squabbles on our end. Why?
Yes, you do.
Because we're all here for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers.
No, you're not.
And the ones that
Let me try. Just kiss me so much. I'm not going to tell you. I can see your bullshit. Okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm not a good person. My children's good. They base everything on facts and fucking receipts. They have a receipt that Seth was abusive to Sebastian. Sebastian had to go to Germany because of that. And I'm mentioning like that bullshit. And why did Seth go into that neighborhood? Because of his fat tummy?
are kind of expose themselves about talking about themselves.
Because Seth can't be a real man? What is it? Huh? Seth is about to do shit and turn it? And why is turning it into a bullshit Seth in every single chat? Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I got you different chats. But my God, you must not trust the team, right? So you must not have.
Right? We just had one in the last week that kind of went off the deep end and took the Sebastian Rogers case and turned it into being all about them and all they're going through. Well, at least you can feel.
Shut up.
At least you can be upset. Responsible for their disappearance, and those parents are still living their life free.
Yeah, you know what? You'd be dirty. You'd be up their ass if they haven't put a protection on your fucking ass. That is sick. You're not doing this. You're an insane person because you're not even suspect. But yet you haven't been killed. So let's get that fact right. You wanna be mad, girl? Be mad. Be mad at the right things, not mad at the wrong. And John Wells is innocent. I guess she got that one, and I guess she got this case wrong again. And somebody needs to powder your ass until it turns red.
And without fear, while their child is deceased and God knows where. This is not a story that's just similar to, Summer Wells. This is a story that's proliferated across the state of Tennessee.
His team, Seth's team, is trying to take Cade and Chris down for no reason. They're trying to break up their marriage. They're trying to say that, this idiot here is saying that they did. She has no fucking evidence.
They have a lot of active missing children. And you can't tell me, and two of them, Summer Wells and Sebastian Rogers, are on them. And I can almost guarantee that at least one of those children are dead. And that's Summer Wells. I don't believe she was sold. I don't believe
your parents did it. That's it. That's it. You don't have any real proof. Except for talking to people. I told you have to get real facts. Go right in your mouth.
this. The stories don't make sense. The parents were doing things they shouldn't have been doing.
No.
That child was prey for some predator.
Not Christian Cage.
And that predator very well could have. The suspects are in that case. Good old TBI, but no body, no crime. They can say all.
She's mad because she has to go to court next week. And she just serves it.
All they want. I bet you if you call Sumner County, They would be willing to tell you, we get this, we get that, we're happy to do this, happy to do that. I don't believe it. Because in the history of Tennessee, outside of 1 or 2 cases, you have no circumstantial cases in Tennessee. And if somebody does, if I miss somebody, please send it to me. Oh, thank you, Stephanie.
Like I say, not God. I'm sorry. I'm not sure I have Piper Dragon Show. Who are you? I can't see your name. Something John. Stephanie. Oh, hi Stephanie. I'm so sorry. I'm just like looking back to my channel.
Bullhornbetty@gmail.com. Bullhornbetty.
Please don't say anything to her. Just nothing about 12 for the parents. She victimized the victims. I'm just saying, not lying.
@gmail.com. And I'm not talking about the father that was convicted of to the no body, no crime case, because he confessed to active on the case. And we're supposed to feel what?
Safe.
That this case is moving? How?
You
have to be out in the field to get a case moving. Who's been out in the field?
He's been out there since day one. What are you talking about?
Who's been doing targeted searches?
Not self-right. Only his mom and dad.
We've heard zilch, not even from the locals. Like, I don't trust mainstream media out in that area. They're so fucking corrupt.
You're fucking correct. Are you kidding me? You're so fucking correct. What? Every chance you get on that TV, every time Seth gets on it, Arthur and his best Glasgow mom got on. Yeah. Sorry. I know I meant to. Seth always takes a dig at Cuddy. He knows damn well Cuddy never heard that show.
Excuse my language, they are.
Yeah, piece of shit.
Channel 5, yeah, that lady Thompson, that whatever her name, Thompson, that what my time? Okay, I still got a few. You're doing a massive search, right? And we've gone over some of the factual information we've uncovered, not me, social media, the true crime community of social media, right?
No, man.
That we found out we are smart people. We use our common sense.
I do. Because you're not up to school about 10th grade. I'm not out of the way. In the honest school.
Say, hey, if us lay people can get this much information, we have to assume.
You can get information, but it's right. It's like none of you has like fact checking. None. So I don't trust social media.
Assume the professionals should have. We've also heard, moreover, some people that were very close with Chris talking about this very specific. This boy and Barry the effing kid, or the MFing kid. Remember that? And I lost my cookies over that. Like, I was like, this MFer has some audacity to call.
You know, you're adjusting to keep running your mouth when this court case coming up. Not even a week, honey.
A little kid, an MFing kid. And so the reason why I'm telling you that is because I want it to spark, because I remember we were all pretty upset about that. So I wanted to spark that in your memory so that you have that recollection. Barroom discussion, like they're in bar seat discussion.
No.
Persons of interest in this case. It kind of goes.
What?
And I bet you Chris is the one that had those utterances. I didn't have time to go kill him and bury him and get back to work by 5:15 in the morning, which he wasn't at work at 5:15. That's been well
You can't put it up.
Accounted for. So with multiple people from his job. And
Oh, you supposed to pee out. SF has far more information than you will ever have. SF is better qualified than you. Oh, I took some courses. No, I take classes not here.
So I don't even want to hear the 515 time anymore. That is a absolute 100% lie, and that also proves that person that gave that information was lying.
You don't know that.
The crane crew. But that's it. That's it.
She's big
So
mad.
my call is I'm questioning and I'm frustrated because of the 10-year-old. So it's kind of giving me a frustrated appearance for the Sebastian Rogers case. And while I'm absolutely, without a doubt, frustrated on the Sebastian Rogers case,
You have no reason to. Not cop, not a guy, not law enforcement. Sweet restaurant in Stacy.
at the end of the day, where are the searches? Where are the targeted searches? Where are they? Sebastian.
You don't get to know the answer because, like I said, you're a felon right now out on a $20,000 bond. You think you have that right? Hell no.
Sebastian deserves this. Sebastian deserves them analyzing this and picking out target areas and go search those target areas. Why haven't they done that?
She's acting like a child.
When is Sebastian coming home? And when is enough of this? Like, if you need to find the boy, you know, for a detective's got to get out there to go find the boy. Unless it's just the responsibility of the public that they keep throwing in jail.
Oh. No, you're rascal stuck in twice. The power starts in the perfect. So you don't get to do that. Do you hear me? You don't get to do that.
I'm trying to go out and find him. I'm just trying to make sense of all of this. You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to make sense of all of it.
You can't just not cop or law enforcement, lawyer, let us, a judge, let us.
All right, guys, let me go over here to thank you all for your super stack.
Where do you go, Apple Queen?
People don't understand. When I was in I had braces.
You don't want.
I had
You don't.
braces. If you want to go braces, if you or a smart mouth, I'm just saying that's what I was told to, right? And then you see, I never took, even as a kid, I always stood on my convictions. I was always, even out in the streets, I never stole from people. I never did illegal conduct like that. Even when I was, in the grips of my addiction, I went through all of my money. I went through a lot of my stuff, but I never went through. I never harmed anybody. I don't. I don't know if I'll ever.
No, you just strangling them, right, baby? Like you did your husband and your mom. You just strangling them. But that's not good law.
Like I said, when I was in high school, those three girls, I can almost name them. I even remember. I don't remember the little. Went through a lot of my stuff, but another elementary school student mentally. You know what that's telling me? That's telling me that they got an effed up home.
Yeah, an effed home. What's wrong with that?
And even if they're living in paradise, I can't remember those details. But even back then, I didn't realize that was what was, bullying. I just thought they were being mean. That's what we called it, people being mean to one another. But now it's elevated to so much more than just being mean. These people try to destroy them mentally. Mentally.
Okay, but you don't do that. You did do that to SF. You did that to Christian Clay every fucking day. So what are you talking about? You're the biggest bully.
Elementary school needs to destroy another elementary school student mentally. You know what that's telling me? That's telling me that they got an effed up home. And even if they're living in paradise, something's going on behind those closed doors.
Why are you so effed up?
Kids can be mean, but to be a bully? To be a bully? Grave crime with grace for the cuss jar, BHB, but honestly, I have been cussing more than you, so
What? Is it?
I know, it's hard not to. It's hard not to. It's hard not to show emotion when you hear of a child not even out of freaking elementary.
Nisa Army doesn't have any place in true crime. That's what I heard, but I don't know where I heard it from.
School? No. I can understand it. In middle school, you know, you're getting into your hormones, you know. But freaking elementary school is totally unacceptable. This is a failure of that school, period. There is no...
Again, you can talk on that. You're not a teacher, you're not an educator. You charge me with you feel like that. There's no way you can speak on this. You don't know what our things going in. You don't know other things. You don't know the spotlight. You don't know.
other explanation of that than a complete and utter failure. The freaking elementary school, thank you so much, is going into the ground, is going to be buried. This is their fine because of their own hands, because they couldn't shake bullying when the school knew and these parents knew. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, we roll into Sebastian, which I'm already frustrated with the case. This is not our first rodeo. We know darn well that those cart pools, those telephone pools, all that stuff should already be analyzed. There should already be. Did you see the law enforcement presence? So and so, they were under the bridge. How many times have we read things like that? And we've got nothing like that in this case. I think it's time for a major search operation, and I think it needs to be sponsored by Sumner County Sheriff. I'm sorry, it's time. Sebastian deserves a push from Sumner County to bring him home. And, you know, let's face it, so far, he hasn't been brought home. And from where I'm sitting, I'm not seeing anybody really actually searching for him other than private citizens. And I'm sorry, but I'm a taxpayer, you're a taxpayer. Federal funds go into almost every
Sorry, I had a phone call. Hi, Cass. She's wrong. It's not just they elect people in the office so they can make laws. No, she's wrong about that.
Sheriff's Department at some point in their existence. So we are funding. We are decision makers in Sumner County and for that Sheriff's Department.
Nope, you don't even live there. Oh my God. No, you please. No.
We have no voting decision, but we are taxpayers. We are absolutely every last one of us are taxpayers for Sumner County. So let's remove that obstacle right there.
No.
Depending on how everything rolls out with Sumner County, I am going to be a voting member in Sumner County at some point. And yes, you guys heard me say that, a voting member.
No.
I told you guys that I plan on going and staying there and living there. I'm doing that because it's time for activism. It's time for...
Mind your business. They don't like you. Do you think you belong there? I belong either to the prophets.
Somebody that knows what they're doing to go in there and be able to request public records without being hindered by state issues. You know, oh, you can't get it because you're not from the state of Tennessee, or you can't get it. I don't answer to you because you're not part of my community. Nobody will ever tell me that because I have control and I have power to change that, right?
No.
And so once I rent a property there, I don't know if they're going to have a whole lot to say about it, but I will be doing my activism and my advocacy at their county meetings, Board of County Commissioners, as well as the Henderson City Council. There's going to be a lot that I'm going to start getting involved in if I'm forced to do it. And so that's kind of where
threats, buddy? Really? Not even only funny fucking court date? Honey, shut the fuck up.
I'm at. And maybe once I get in there, maybe some public pressure can be applied for them to get out there and search for them. Because again, let's face it, we have not seen any searches from
bullshit. Okay, you're getting me mad now. And that's upset because you can't do anything because I'm in POs, right? And now you're not in. Do you really think you can lock a knife in that? Because you can't. Your personal campaign is only bullshit. It does not work. So shut up and sit down.
Sumner County since March. A year ago. We don't have any places to search. Oh, okay. Well, let's look at this.
Hey, babe. Everybody has been searching for this boy, even his own goddamn mother. So shut up. They have taken this case seriously. Unless you got a triage and go search. I'm not seeing one time.
Let's look at this realistically. Do you have data that has come in? I guarantee they do. Take the most probable area with the data you found that should be searched. And if they say, well, we've already searched it, then it's time for a research. Because we do have Elijah Vu, right? Elijah, the most probable area. The most probable. And if they say, well, we've already searched it. Bring in. This is more encouragement than it is, it is criticism. It is criticism, constructive criticism. I think
by a phone? No.
I think the message I'm wanting to get out is I want more. I want to see more. I want to know that Sebastian is as important today as he was back on February 26, 2024.
Probably not. Probably other people are more important that went missing yesterday.
That's what I'd like.
You're not gonna get it, honey.
So that's kind of my spiel, guys. I want to thank you all for coming out and letting me vent to you guys today about the frustration and anger I have for the family of a 10-year-old girl, beautiful girl, that lost her life because of bullies. And what makes me more angry is the parents knew. Not her, just her parents, the bully's parents. The bully's parent.
I'm sorry for that. I'm so sorry, and that should never happen, but it does. We need to do better and be better. You going up to that school, pointing out all the bullies, that's not good taste. Those kids have a right to privacy, no matter what you think. Just saying.
A child's lost. And you know what? I got to say to that bully's parents, why wasn't it your child? Why did it have to be their child? Oh, I know why. Because you allowed your child to go unchecked. Unchecked.
That another situation. Stop getting so hot.
Not that it should be.
It's not you say you don't know how to parent, so but I don't like that.
Any child. Let me get that clear. But I pray to God that this family, this bully's family, comes across this show. I really do. If you know who they are, send it to them. Because we are
it's not your business. How many times being honest, like Sebastian's case, that's not your case, ma'am. That's not your case. I'm sorry, you lost that right when you went to start the profits.
A family. We are the coffee club. We are everywhere worldwide. Just
Where's Fred? Don't you see no. She's a felon. She's harassed innocent victims.
about. We're in the Netherlands. We're in South America. We're in UK. We're in Australia. Gypsy gifted. Stop. Okay, enough. That's enough. Gypsy gifted for a while. Growy call for a while.
What is that?
Coffee club. Grab your straight jacket, Lord, for this crazy ride. And I get very, very angry because some parents, honestly, I would, we don't believe in violence on this channel at all, but every now and again, I have the feeling, not that I would act on it, but I feel like, they need a slap upside their head.
And sometimes I feel like doing that to you.
They just need a slap upside their head. Again, we don't believe in violence, and I would never do it, but I still believe, like, some of these cases, and all I got is my voice, and all I've got is my emotion, and all I've got is you guys. And so
emotion does not have room for a true crime case. Sorry, really just emotions.
So that's where our advocacy goes. And I hope some of you guys do right. I hope some of you guys do call, because that elementary school should have done more. I'm so sick and tired of them thinking, oh, it's like the 80s and 90s. Oh, it'll work itself out. Not this day and age. These people are lunatics with lunatic parents. We see it all the time just on social media alone.
No, you don't.
Remember all these.
Go. Why? Okay, here's going to be attached to one that I know.
Channel's got kids, y'all. I'm just saying. I'd like to know who the parents of this child is. I'd like to look into them. I bet you, maybe they're good people, but maybe they're not. Because I tell you what, if my teacher told, or a family came over to my house and told my mom or dad I was bullying them, my dad would pull my britches down and paddle my ass right then and there. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I remember kicking a boy in his, and my elementary school teacher, she lived a couple doors down. I wouldn't recommend you being a bad girl when your elementary school teacher lives on the same road as you, but whatever. And so, she wanted to come over and talk to my dad about, maybe explaining how painful it is when your daughter hits them in that area. And so.
Andre, what are you talking about? You stood along, honey.
What did he do? He paddled my butt to let me know how painful it was and asked me if I wanted to do that again. I said, no, sir. No, sir.
But you had no problem with DWI, being drugs, drinking, your mom and your husband. You had no.
Okay. And no more knees in boys' crotch. Just saying, it's very effective. It's very effective. So, anyways, I'm throwing the parents under the bus, the bullies' parents, all of them, because I don't believe it was just one person. I believe it was probably a clique of little girls that were doing this. And this is a call out to all their parents. I think every last one of them need to be expelled from school. Expelled.
You don't get that.
I think all the information needs to be turned over to the family. And I think this family needs to sue the shit out of every last one of them in school, including that school district, for failing to keep their child safe. That's what it has to do with. They are culpable because they failed to keep that child safe. So we are going to be supporting this young girl's family. And like I said, if you guys are out there in the community, this is a call to action. For a while, pray to God. I have not seen any searches from some. And if they say, well, we've already started, this is more encouragement than it is to go unchecked. this bully's family. We're in Australia.
Bite her face. Bite.
What you gonna do, killer?
I'm sorry. That's mean.
Come in the house. Get him. Let me go. Go get him. Why are you looking at me? Why are you looking at me? Oh, Gypsy gifted. Stop it. Okay, enough. That's enough.
She's a dog.
Gypsy gifted 5 bullworm. Why are you looking at me? Your gifted bull. Home coffee club. Grab your straight jacket and your padded room. Coffee club. Now and again, I have the feeling.
It's smacking.
They just need a slap, right? That elementary school should. Oh, not this day and age. These people are lunatics with lunatic parents. We see it all the time on just on social media alone. Remember, all these hate channels got kids, y'all. I'm just saying. I'd like to know who the parents of this child is. I'd like to look into them. I bet you, maybe they're good people, but maybe they're not.
Oh, hell no. You're not going to make
Because
me.
I tell you what, if my teacher told, or a family came over to my house and told my mom or dad I was bullying them, my dad would pull my britches down and paddle my ass right then and there. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I remember kicking a boy in his,
It's not for you. Good, sweetheart. What is it? I'm not seeing it off on Queen's kids. And that's why I'm doing this video today. Like you did, and I'm not lying about that. So let me give you something. You never have been a parent. You never will be a parent because you be an alpha one because you can control.
This family needs to sue the shit out of everything because they failed to keep that child safe. So we are going to be supporting this young girl's family. And like I said, if you guys are out there,
People need to contact this family like now. So do not mess with this person. Do not even entertain this person. But she got an Apple Queen's kids, and that's not. Do not bring it up. What is it? 'Cause I know she did. I fucking know she did. I could not find it. But you don't have any straight in Queen's kids. You don't know what's going on with her kids, so stop it. You fucking lying. You cut that out, didn't you? You need somebody to come back to cut that.
I walked her to the nurse's station. I can't remember another elementary school. They better be lucky I am not in Virginia and I don't live in Virginia. Ocean. When you hear of it, ocean. School, you're getting into your hormone school. The freaking elementary school, utter failure of that school and the administration. They better be lucky. They better be lucky I am not in Virginia and I don't live in Virginia, because I don't think they can handle the public pressure that we can put on them. I really don't. Something's got to change. Pamela Hale, it's nice to see you. Thank you so much. Oh my God. Love how you bring sometimes things just get me. Because I want my audience to feel that. Sometimes things just should already be analyzed. There should already support law enforcement. But I also want to do it diplomatically and saying, wait a minute, something ain't right here. You keep telling us you're doing all this stuff, but at this
It's not any business. Sorry. I know you said something about Queen Bee because I was pissed off. You know, I'm also like pissed, so. What is it? I just can't find, can't find the transcript. Okay, I think that's it. But she took up her Queen's, because I just can't find it, and that makes me mad. But if I can catch it, and if I can find this, I will record it and put it up on YouTube to see how vile and nasty she is. I'm not taking her birthday. I'm sorry. I've been her and Julia for SF lately. I do not think it was cool or mystical. A Jay that drove him out of this community. I believe it was Green Team and Julia. Especially Julia. Okay, I might be back on. I might not. So have a good day. And have a good day. And have a good night.